Hello my dear friends, I'm Ksenia and you're watching St. Petersburg Me. And today let's talk about a very interesting topic. So, is YouTube going to be banned in Russia? Why, when, and how? But before we dive into this topic, let's get to basics. What is YouTube for Russia and what's all this fussing about YouTube in Russia all about? So let's get started. First of all, let's discuss who makes content on YouTube in Russia. And we will start with people like me, ordinary people with small or not so small channels on their opinions on everything, like eating, cooking, I don't know, like plumbing or something like that, how to construct houses, how to design houses, how to do fitness, so many topics, and ordinary people are running such channels. And this is the first type of people who make content for Russian YouTube. The second type of people are people who are affiliated with major channels, TV channels, and I mean like comedy shows. The thing is that some channels, for example, TNT channel, finance and sponsors creators who are mainly comedians, and they organize channels on YouTube with different comedy shows. Sometimes those shows are quite stupid, with jokes that are not funny at all, with a lot of bad language, with a lot of humiliation of their guests, and some other things. I don't watch such shows. I'm just not interested. Sometimes they have quite witty shows. For example, like there was a show Who is Clever, and that show was about school children answering questions and adults answering the same questions, and that was quite a very nice show. And I think that the runner of that show might be affiliated to some major comedy channel in Russia, which is in its turn is affiliated to the government, of course. So that's how they do that on YouTube. So a major channel, comedy channel, organizes a show and runs that show on YouTube, not on TV. And what's special about those shows is that they are made the same way as they are made for TV. So they have producers, they have directors, they have cameramen, they have people who set up the lighting, they rent the setup, they rent studios, and they even sometimes they rent theaters and filming their shows there with audience, with people who clap, you know. So the same quality that we see on TV, we see on those comedy shows on YouTube. The third type of people who make content for YouTube in Russia is very interesting for our topic today. And those people are professional TV journalists that got fired from TV or left on their own because they are not satisfied with the line that their like bosses give to them, that who are not ready to make such a content that will not be interesting to themselves. So such people, for example, Alexei Pivovarov, or the show that we used to watch on TV and is now on YouTube, it's Namedny, and its host is also now on YouTube. So there are quite a lot of such journalists, professional journalists I remind you, who just set up and organize their own production teams, and who are running their channels quite the same as they do on TV. So they have professional directors, cameramen, producers, the same, but the speciality here is that they are not affiliated to any TV channels or any government entities. Of course, there are some like propagandist channels on YouTube that got blocked not very long time ago. You know, we had this as well, but mainly those journalists are quite decent journalists, in my opinion, who are not satisfied with what is happening in our country and on TV. And the last type of people who create content for YouTube are opposition leaders. For example, Mikhail Khodorkovsky, Alexei Navalny and his team, Ilya Yashin, who is now in prison for discriminating the Russian army. So YouTube in Russia is, you know, a very specific and unique phenomena, because YouTube in Russia became an alternative TV, which in many cases is not controlled by any governmental entity. And of course, that is not what our government needs. They need all the news, entertainment and informational outlets to be controlled by themselves, you know, by government, I mean. And in Russia, there is a situation when we have many channels who have their own informational lines which are not correlated or which are not in any way, you know, repeat the line of the government. So they show what they want, they tell what they want, they make content according to their own topics. And as you know, not many topics you can discuss on TV, even if it's not connected to political situation in the country. Like so many content, you know, was revealing the reality in Russia for many Russians. And of course, our government was not satisfied with that. So, if you think that all this fussing about YouTube being blocked in Russia very soon has started from the 24th of February 2022, it's not quite, you know, truth, because all this talks about YouTube being banned in Russia started long before the special military operation started. And you know, I think it started this all this talk and fussing about YouTube being blocked in Russia started before the special military operation. Is that, you know, in 2024 we are having presidential elections. And before the 24th of February 2022, the rating of our president Vladimir Putin was quite low, you know, because of the pension reform in 2018 or 17, I don't remember exactly, and after the pandemic. So during the pandemic, not so many people got, you know, help from the government, and people didn't like that, you know. So this what lowered significantly the rating of Vladimir Putin in Russia. And in the face of the upcoming presidential elections of 2024, many experts were saying that YouTube eventually would be blocked in Russia like before the elections, because our government doesn't need any competition with oppositional forces, with oppositional people, with oppositional information and alternative information. So they don't need an alternative TV, which is YouTube in Russia, you know. That's why people just, experts, I mean, were suggesting that eventually YouTube would get blocked in Russia anyway. But after the 24th of February 2022, this topic, you know, just appeared again. And appeared with great force. Many people were just, oh, I think YouTube will be blocked. We are going to be just blocked anyway. And this is the deal in Russia. And you know, some governmental structures also had their own YouTube channels. For example, the Parliament of Russia had their own YouTube channel. And of course, Russian propagandists had their own channels with their own shows on YouTube. And after the 24th of February 2022, they started to get blocked. And as you may know, all the channels in Russia who have their audience in Russia, they got demonetized. So now what we get, so governmental structures cannot run their own YouTube channels anymore, and those propagandists who are still not blocked cannot get monetization on their channels. So why do we need YouTube if it's not serving any purposes of the Russian, you know, government? So of course, after the 24th of February 2022, every specialist who work with like YouTube, with information in Russia, started to tell that, to say that YouTube will be soon blocked in Russia. So for many YouTubers, it became obvious that YouTube will soon be vanished from Russia, you know. And we started to see the signs of it actually happening. So I think from April 2022, I started noticing the advertisements everywhere, on metro, on buses, on billboards, about RooTube being, you know, not organized, but being restored in Russia. Because if you think that RooTube, which is the like the alternative for YouTube in Russia, was organized after the 2024 February of 2022, it's not true. RooTube in Russia was started maybe after 2008, but it was not popular. That's why this project just stuck and was, you know, almost buried in Russia, because RooTube was not comfortable, was not convenient, neither for viewers nor for like content creators. So that was not a very good project. So YouTube was better, way better, and with monetization, with a lot of views, with a lot of audience, while this RooTube, even before the 2022, was not a sustainable, you know, platform for content users and content creators. But after like April 2022, they started to promote that platform again. They started like saying that, oh, we will give you monetization, we will give you money, just transfer all your videos, copy all your videos here and start creating here. But you know, a year later it occurs that it is still not comfortable and not convenient. So they even organized some shows on that RooTube, sorry. I never watched them. I only know that one blogger that I was following got involved in that show, and you know, I immediately unsubscribed from her. So you know, I don't need that RooTube. And as we can see, a year passed and everybody is still watching YouTube instead of RooTube. So this project just didn't go anywhere, you know, didn't achieve anything. Nowadays, in 2023, they didn't leave this idea of making people, creators and viewers, using other platforms. So in Russia, we have a social media which is called VKontakte, or VK, like contracted. So this VK started a video platform of its own. Not started, but they had something like a platform, video platform, but they began like investing money in that. They began developing that platform to like compete with YouTube in Russia. And what do? They started to buy the teams that produce entertainment content, which I was telling you before. Do you remember that? So they started to buy those projects from their owners and to transfer them to VK. So, for example, in Russia, on YouTube, they had a very popular project which was called ЧБД, Что было дальше, and this is a type of show with dumb jokes, with a lot of you know, bad language, really bad language, and they just bought that and offered their platform on VK to them, and those guys were like, okay, if you pay money, we will do that on any platform. If you want this to be VK, this will be VK. So this ЧБД show didn't have any single show after the special military operation started, but a month or maybe 2 months ago, they issued their next episode on VK, and that episode was viewed 70 million times. Of course, I don't think it's quite true, because, you know, in Russia, I think maybe it's worldwide, where you pay for, you know, views. There are such teams that just, you know, writing comments and viewing somebody's videos for money. So I think that was made for that show. And one more show, Внутри Лапенко. I didn't watch this either, but you know, it was quite a popular show on YouTube, and it was I think affiliated with one of the entertainment channels which belongs to Gazprom, and now they also issue their next episodes on VK. So this VK bought the rights for their content and for the upcoming content. They will be paying to the creators to make that content not on YouTube but on this VK. So this is what we have, and this is a sign that they are now really working to to transfer all the audience from YouTube to VK video platform, because they buy the shows. So for example, if we speak about this Chebade, you will not be able to watch their old episodes on YouTube now. As far as I know, you will not be able to watch them on VK either, but maybe they are doing the reorganization. Maybe it's takes time, to upload the content from one platform to another. But the fact is that if you want to watch this stupid video on show on YouTube, you will not be able to watch the full length show. You will need to just to watch like 5-minute samples or something like that. So they started to buy bloggers and to pay them for making content for this VK platform. So this is the sign, not a very good sign. And after the Chinese leader Xi Jinping visited Moscow in March, I suppose, there were quite a lot of news from oppositional channels that a Chinese team came to Moscow, arrived to Moscow to help the Russian team to actually organize the blocking of YouTube in Russia, the process of blocking. So I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe, I don't know. But I think, to my opinion, is that the blocking, the banning of YouTube in Russia is the matter of time. And, in the face of upcoming presidential elections in Russia, our government just don't need any alternative platforms with news, with alternative opinions on the events. They don't need that. They need these elections to pass in a calm way. And I think they will do everything possible to organize that without any clashes, without any protests, without any voices opposing the candidates. So I think, yes, YouTube will be banned in Russia not long before the presidential elections will take place. So yeah, this is my opinion. So my dear friends, thank you for watching, thank you for being with me. I remind you that I have memberships on my channel, that you can support me in any ways that you can. You can give this video a thumbs up, you can share this video, you can write a comment, you can send me a donation with the different meanings of I don't know, like connection through PayPal, through super thanks, through memberships. So thank you so much for doing that already, and see you in the next video. Bye.